Hi, and welcome back to Live at the Lab. I'm Liz, and today we are talking to the experts on the OPTAVIA product development team about our processes of creating and testing all of our various products. We will get into the science behind every bite. Right now, I'm joined by Doug Zimmerman, the VP of Product Development. He has been with this company for over 11 years, and nobody knows our products like he does. So let's jump right into some questions. So, Doug, my first question, what and where is R&D?
R&D is the approach we take to bring products to OPTAVIA. It takes a group of scientists, engineers, nutritionists, and other technical matter experts to develop products, make sure the science is where it needs to be, and to enjoy products that give the marketplace, our clients and coaches, what they need to achieve their health goals.
That's so interesting. I didn't realize how many different types of workers and people all came together to be a part of the R&D team.
There's a broad range of backgrounds, science and technical product design experience that goes into the community that makes up our R&D team. When we take on a project to develop, we have to follow a precision nutrition design process. That process is very unique to us here at the Innovation Center because we have a very tight nutrition window and standards that all of our products, the scientists and engineers create, need to meet. That enables the coaches and the clients to be successful on their health journey.
Wow, got it. So it sounds like it takes a lot of different departments and components within the R&D team itself to get from process to product.
Absolutely. We start with the molecules, make sure it fits the macro plan, but then in the end, it still needs to taste great.
Yeah.
Sensory has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You could create a fantastic nutritional product, but if no one wants to consume it, it's not helping us help our coaches, help our clients.
So interesting. So my next question is, can you walk us through the R&D process from inception to creation?
Absolutely. It starts with a concept. Now, that concept can come from anywhere. Come from marketing. Maybe a coach or a client has an idea, maybe a trend in the marketplace. When you look at our portfolio of products, we have a very broad range. Some companies just focus on shakes and bars. We go from oatmeal. We'll go to macaroni and cheese. We'll go to soups. Yes, we have bars, great tasting bars, wonderful shakes, but then we also have a wide variety that allows our clients and coaches to have just that variety. When you're on your health journey, you don't just want to consume one or two products every time. So that's a big piece of the concept. Then we look at the ingredient science technology to ensure we are developing and working with ingredients. We have to source those ingredients, and we have a wonderful supplier base who bring innovation to us that then once you have those building blocks, that becomes the foundation. Now, if you're building a house, you have a home inspector. Our home inspector is really our scientific and clinical affairs group that says, are we compliant? Then we have the technical team that says, how do we commercialize it? We run trials in production facilities. We then take it, we put it through sensory, shelf life to ensure that we have a sustainable product that will then go out and be part of our kits that we sell.
You mentioned, we have oatmeal, we have shakes, we have bars. Is there one that from inception to creation is like more difficult or easier than the other, you would say, or they're all kind of the same?
So I've been with the company 11 years,
Yeah.
and the portfolio has expanded.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that was driven by the scientists looking to say, how do we try to replicate what CPG does in the grocery store?
Yeah.
But that fits and is compliant with a OPTAVIA plan. That's the big piece that drives our innovation.
Mm-hmm.
So each one comes with its own challenges, but our scientists and engineers are up to taking that on.
Yeah.
Because we don't just want to be a shake and bar company. We are not that. Others are. We leave that to them.
Yeah. So we really can do it all.
Yes, absolutely. And they've looked at stuff and have failed. Failure's fine.
Yeah.
Because we keep pushing the envelope. Our scientists and engineers here keep wanting to push that envelope.
Awesome. How do you collaborate with clinical or nutrition experts when brainstorming product ideas?
We have built them into the process, and we've expanded our arms even wider. We have an amazing base of ingredient science technology companies out there. We embrace and bring them in. So, along with those partners, the group comes together and talks through opportunities. Science breakthrough in ingredient at the molecular level needs to stack up on the nutrition level. Just because it can work in the lab, we have to make sure it aligns from the nutrition side. So, working with our suppliers in a collaborative, it makes it faster for us because it isn't just one step, then the next step. It's two groups together working with that external innovation team.
And how early would you say that you bring them into the process? Like right away or shortly after?
We have a different approach.
Yeah.
We monitor continuously. Here at the Innovation Center, we will have those ingredient science and technology companies come in and give us the latest of what they've got underway in their portfolio and what are they thinking of. Because if they're thinking of something 2 years down the road, we want to know about it now. So internally, the total technical group can say, is that something we want to monitor, or swipe left on it and let it go?
What does it take to create a fueling from start to finish?
There is a lot of failure in our business. You have to have fortitude. You have to be willing to have people evaluate your work and say, it's not good enough. And yourself, you have to say, I'm swiping left. It is not good enough. So there's a lot of that piece. Now, the nice thing with the scientific community here is that everyone experiences it. So when someone shares with you their latest version and they turn it down, it's not a slam on you. They give you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And feedback is that breakfast of champions. And that's what helps us get our feelings up to the level where they need to be.
It sounds like you all are talking and collaborating so frequently, and it just is a lot of trial and error. And then you can finally swipe right.
And there's times when the scientists can end the other scientist's question
Mm-hmm.
and say, basically, you start talking, they end your sentence. So it is that close of a community. And that's what it's a community, no different than our coach,
Mm-hmm.
right? Community, we have that. And we also keep our scientists close and engage with the coaches. We have them and host them here for tours. That ensures we're all aligned on one big mission of creating healthy habits around our total program.
That's incredible. Like a company taking feedback from their field and just kind of, seeing what they like, what they don't like, and taking that into consideration and putting all of their work into it. I don't know if you're biased, but was there one specific fueling or product that you enjoyed working on the most?
Where I get my satisfaction is watching our scientists and engineers be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple months back, we had the coach community in on site for tours. They got to meet the actual developers,
Mm-hmm.
and their reaction of, you're the person that created the fill in the blank, is amazing.
Yeah.
That to me at the end of the day is where I get my satisfaction.
That's great. So it sounds like your favorite part is just seeing the end result and seeing how happy everyone is with what you and your team have developed and worked so hard on for years in some cases.
And I've worked for other companies, CPG companies, and it was about getting that product out there. This is more than that. This is the product that's on a mission. The coaches and our clients need to be successful. They can't do it without the work of the total science community. So we see how we play a pivotal piece, but it's not all about us.
Yeah. Well, I think it's safe to say that you've touched so many lives with the amazing food you've helped develop here over the past 11 years. And I know that you and the team will continue to do so. So thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been fun.
Yes, thank you. Next, we are joined by Kristen Seal, who is our manager of sensory and new innovation platforms. She has over 12 years of experience with our company. So, Kristen, my first question for you is, on average, how long does it typically take to develop and refine a new fueling?
That's a great question. Average is a very specific term.
Yeah.
We have launched products as quickly as 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and we have also taken 7 years to launch a product as well, because we want to get it just right. We want to make sure that not only does it fit our high nutritional standards, but it also tastes great. And that's super important. And it has to run on our production lines as well. So we're always looking for new innovation and ways to cut that time. But we also want to make sure that we are delivering the best possible product experience.
Wow, 7 years. That's a long time, but I'm sure it was all worth it. Do you have one product that you're most proud of?
Ooh, that is a very good question. The very first product I made 12 years ago was the original blueberry muffin. And I had a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah.
That was really exciting to make. But I'm gonna actually have to say that I am most proud of the OPTAVIA cinnamon sugar sticks. I worked on that product as well, and that took a lot of iterations and a lot of time as well.
Yeah. How do you design fuelings with clients' needs and lifestyle in mind?
So a lot goes into deciding what type of fueling, like the format or the flavor that we are going to launch next. So we take everything into consideration from what's on the grocery store shelves, like what's a new product that's launching in the mainstream grocery stores, all the way to market trends, consumer feedback from our coaches and our clients, traditional marketing studies so that we can see what is out there. And we also look for holes in our portfolio. Like, what are we missing? Like, what is a blank space that we have? We don't have this flavor product. Maybe we should think about working on that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Has there been a trend that we kind of tried and it didn't really work, or one that we tried and really did work?
Yeah, and when you say didn't really work, it doesn't mean we've given up. Like I said, 7 years for one of our products. We don't always give up. Sometimes it gets shelved temporarily, but yeah, there are a lot of things that we would like to expand into from a ready-to-eat standpoint, so that it's a grab-and-go option that's quick. Yeah. We have our bars, we have our extruded products, we have our cereals. Those are great, but we would like to have more options like that. And I think that sometimes with our strict nutritionals, it is hard to sometimes get some of the things that traditionally would have higher carbs in off-plan version. So we're still working on some of those, and hopefully we'll see some in the future.
Definitely. Well, I think the launch of the Ascend line in December of last year was a great start with higher, it's a little bit of higher calorie, but that's because it's higher protein and it just works for different lifestyle. So it's great that we were able to expand into that and get that brownie bar. So good.
Yes, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. What are some of the key non-nutritional attributes you prioritize when developing a new product?
Yeah, so being the manager of our sensory platform, I'm going to talk about the sensory attributes. When you're eating a product, of course, we could hand you something that is completely nutritionally compliant. If it doesn't taste good and it doesn't look good and it doesn't smell good and the texture is weird, you're not going to eat it. It could be the healthiest thing in the world, and you're just going to say, "Oh, thank you, I'm good." So all of those attributes, the aroma of it, the appearance of it, it's got to smell and look right, and it's got to taste right. The texture's got to be what you expect it to be. And also from a shelf life standpoint, we need it to last for a certain period of time, because you don't want to just buy something that's about to expire. We want to make sure that you are getting something that has the quality of the product from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. So you listed a lot of different components, like smell, taste, feel, color. Of those, is there one that's more difficult to nail than the others, or is it all kind of an even playing field?
I wouldn't say an even playing field, but I would say it's product category specific.
Right.
Like certain products are more finicky in terms of texture. For example, like the crunchers, we want to make sure you get that expected crunch, that bite, and we need to make sure that it's not too hard, not too soft. We've got to, we evaluate that, we test that internally and externally. And so texture is a big one, but flavor, I mean, the vanilla shake, for example, did you know there's a ton of different vanillas? You could have one that has like a marshmallowy note, or you could have one that has almost like a Play-Doh note, but that's expected in certain products. And so we want to make sure that we're getting the right flavor for our specific and desired like audience.
I had no idea. That's so cool. Speaking of products, you've worked here for a while. Do you have one taste-wise that is your absolute favorite?
I love our brownie. Yeah, I think our brownie is just a classic. You can make it so many different ways. Like, I've made it in the oven. I know traditionally it's like made in the microwave, but it tastes like a real baked brownie, and it's so good, and there's protein, and it's fantastic.
Okay, I've never thought to put in the oven.
It's really good.
I'm going to try that when I get
totally
home.
Do it.
Thank you so much for that tip.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Of course, this was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Lastly, we are joined by Shannon Davis, who is our Senior Director of Research and Development. She has been with this company for over 25 years. So, Shannon, my first question for you, when choosing ingredients for different products, what criteria do we typically prioritize?
So when we're working with ingredients, the important thing for us to think about is the footprint that we need to keep everything within. So as we're working on products, it's very important for us to ensure that we deliver on all of the macro nutrients that we need to provide within the product. So ensuring we have protein at the right levels, we've got the right kind of protein, we've got fiber in the right quantity, and then we have some micronutrients where we're trying to make sure that we're getting some of the fortification and things like that that individuals need. We really need to ensure that those things are present in the product. If we don't hit that criteria, then the product's not going to go forward anyway. Once we do that, we work with other sensory ingredients to try to enhance how the product is going to be perceived to the consumer. So we really want to make sure that if we're developing a chocolate chip cookie, it tastes like a chocolate chip cookie, not something that someone doesn't want to eat.
Right.
So that's always some of the criteria that we're looking for, is to make something that's going to be nutritionally sound, but then also taste great.
Something that seems kind of difficult is balancing everything. So, can I ask you, how do you create the right balance of protein, carbs, and fat in our fuelings?
That's a really great question. And that's one of the things I think we struggle with the most. Our products have a really, really difficult nutrition window. So when we see products out there and we get like feedback, like, why can't we have something that looks like this product? Or how's that? It's like, it has half the protein that we have, or it doesn't, it has twice the number of carbs. So there's always a lot of like other criteria that everyone thinks is probably no big deal, but really doesn't fit into the window we've designed that allows our products to be interchangeable and allows everything to fit together on a program the way that we want it to.
Got it. That makes sense. So it's so cool to know that at MetaFast, all of our products fit in one window and they are all check all of those boxes and are super like healthy and good for us and something we all would want to consume.
Absolutely. And it makes it really easy for people to pick whatever it is that they want. So I think that's a lot of the things. If you really like, if you're not feeling well and you want to be able to have soup all day, you're free to be able to do that. If you want variety, that's something that you can also play in depending on what your needs are.
So it's not just bars, but if you want just bars, you can have that.
Absolutely. And I think bars are a great example. We have a lot of people that come in and really are excited about how convenient that is. So if they're, if you're a busy mom like I am and things are really on the go and you're always running around from thing to next thing, it's really easy to be able to grab a bar and be able to have that and stay on plan, even when I'm running back and forth between the soccer fields to, the schools and all the different things in between.
That makes sense. I know, like, could be have a favorite child. You don't have to answer, but what is your favorite fueling?
Oh, that is a tough one. I think my go-to product at the moment would be the brownie bar.
Okay.
I've been taking that product a lot lately. Like I said, running back and forth between different things, and it's a great product that's really portable and packs a lot of nutrition into it.
Yeah, that's a really popular one, and the high protein is amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Wow.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation with our experts as much as I did. It's always inspiring to hear how much thought and passion goes into the work happening behind the scenes, and we look forward to bringing you even more insights next time. Thank you.